stopping the flow of fentanyl. Senator Kennedy.
Dr. Farfan, the president of Mexico until 2024 was President Lopez Obrador. Is that right? And he ran for president with respect to the cartels on the slogan, hugs, not bullets. Is that right?
All right, folks, welcome back to Right View Nation channel. Today we've got something serious to talk about. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana has absolutely laid down the law in a recent hearing on the fentanyl crisis. And let me tell you, it's the kind of no-nonsense truth-telling we need more of in Washington. If you haven't seen it yet, buckle up, because we're diving into some heated exchanges that are not only shedding light on the issue, but also calling out the real problems head-on. And trust me, we've got a lot to unpack. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's get into this.
Well, no, he did not run on his campaign
Yes, he
with that
did.
slogan.
Yes, he did. Now, his hand-picked successor is President Steinbaum. Is that correct?
Sheinbaum.
Is that correct?
Gloria Sheinbaum.
Right. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. I love the people of Mexico, and the people of Mexico are good friends. But isn't a big part of the problem that President Lopez Obrador and now President Sheinbaum, thank you for correcting me, by the way, live in the right front pocket of the Mexican drug cartels?
I disagree with that statement.
I thought you might. You want more task forces. Dr. Westlake, this represents 400 grams of fentanyl. Kill every person in Providence, Rhode Island. If you're a dealer and you get caught with this, you get 10 years minimum. This represents 40 grams of fentanyl. Would kill every single man, woman, and child in Culpeper, Virginia. If you get caught with this amount, as a dealer, you get a 5-year minimum sentence. This is where it gets special. This represents 10 grams of PCP. If you get caught with it, as a dealer, you get 5 years minimum. Is fentanyl more dangerous than PCP?
Yeah, absolutely, Senator. The fentanyl is classified, can be classified as a lethal weapon. I did a chart on it. And
this is 5 grams of meth. That's what this represents. If you're a dealer and you get caught with it, your minimum sentence is 5 years. Is fentanyl, you get caught with this much fentanyl, 5 years or 10 years. Get caught with this much fentanyl, 5 years. Get caught with this much meth, you can hardly see it, you get 5 years. Does that make any sense to you?
No, sir.
It's like cell deep stupid, isn't it? You don't need a task force to see the logic of that. I've got a bill, it's called the Fairness in Fentanyl Sentencing, I've reintroduced. This bill will lower the 5-year mandatory minimum for 40 grams of fentanyl to 2 grams of fentanyl. It'll lower the 10-year mandatory minimum from 400 grams of fentanyl to 20 grams of fentanyl. This bill won't punish addicts. It'll help. It's not going to help until President Lopez Obrador and President Scheinbaum get out of the pockets of the drug cartels. But it's a start. This bill will punish dealers. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
All right, let's start right where the action picks up. Senator Kennedy is questioning Dr. Farron about the Mexican government's involvement in the fentanyl crisis. And right off the bat, he brings up President Lopez Obrador of Mexico and his infamous "hugs, not bullets" slogan. Now, this is the first red flag, isn't it? I mean, what kind of leadership are we dealing with here, where instead of cracking down on the cartels that are flooding our country with poison, you're promoting a philosophy of kindness and hugs? We're talking about a crisis where Americans are dying every single day from fentanyl overdose. Over 100,000 deaths last year alone. And this is what they're doing in Mexico. Kennedy doesn't hold back, folks. He straight up asks Dr. Farron if the Mexican government, under both President Lopez Obrador and now President Gloria Steinbaugh, is in the pocket of the drug cartels. And you can feel the tension rising. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a hard time believing that Mexico's leadership isn't aware of what's going on. The cartels are more powerful than ever, and let's face it, they're a big reason why fentanyl is flooding across our border. To suggest they're not connected to this mess is, quite frankly, delusional. Then we get into the real heart of the issue, fentanyl's lethal power. Dr. Westlake, who's testifying during the hearing, explains that even a small amount of fentanyl, say 400 grams, could kill every single person in a city like Providence, Rhode Island. And this is the stuff we're letting flood across our southern border. But what's worse is the disparity in sentencing. Senator Kennedy is bringing up an incredible point here. The legal consequences for fentanyl are completely out of whack compared to other drugs like meth and PCP. We're talking about mandatory minimum sentences for meth and PCP that are harsher than those for fentanyl. And that doesn't make any sense. Fentanyl is literally a weapon of mass destruction, and yet people are getting less time for dealing it than they would for other substances. Senator Kennedy calls it what it is, stupid. And I couldn't agree more. This is the kind of logic we've been missing for too long in Washington. How is it that meth, a dangerous drug no doubt, gets a harsher sentence than fentanyl, a drug that can kill a city's entire population with just a handful of grams? It's a failure of the system, it's a failure of leadership, and it's a failure of common sense. Here's where things get really interesting. Kennedy isn't just throwing out criticisms, he's offering solutions. He introduces the Fairness in Fentanyl Sentencing Bill, which aims to lower mandatory minimum sentences for fentanyl dealers based on the amount they're caught with. He wants to reduce the minimum sentence for 40 grams of fentanyl from 10 years to 2 years, and for 400 grams from 10 years to 20 years. Now, this is a bill that's actually going to hit the dealers, not the addicts. It's about targeting the people who are pushing this poison into our communities. Now look, this is what we need more of in Washington. Tough, no-nonsense bills that go after the real culprits. Drug dealers who are profiting off of the suffering and death of American citizens should be getting harsher sentences. Not the people addicted to these drugs. They need help, not punishment. But the dealers, the ones who are knowingly bringing fentanyl into this country, need to feel the full force of the law. And this bill is a step in the right direction. Now, what I really love about this moment is the applause. When Kennedy makes that statement, he gets applause. And why shouldn't he? He's speaking truth to power. He's calling out the failures in the system. He's telling it like it is. But here's the hard truth. This bill isn't going to fix everything. Not as long as we have leaders like President Lopez Obrador and President Steinbaugh who aren't doing enough to combat the cartels. And you can bet, folks, that until we get serious about the border, this fentanyl flood is only going to continue. And as long as these cartels continue to operate with impunity, it's going to be impossible to fix this crisis from within our own country. But here's where we come in, Patriots. We can't wait for Washington to do the right thing. We can't wait for politicians to take a stand. We have to make sure that the pressure stays on. We have to make sure that our borders are secure, that these cartels are dealt with appropriately, and that our leaders start putting Americans first instead of bowing to political correctness or playing nice with foreign governments that are turning a blind eye to the cartels. This is about the safety of our families, our communities, and our nation as a whole. We need strong border security. We need action, not empty words. We need laws that hold people accountable, not just laws that look good on paper. And we need to make sure that every single person in this country knows that if you deal fentanyl, there will be hell to pay. All right, folks, this is a call to action. Share this video. Let people know what's going on. We need more senators like John Kennedy who are willing to stand up to the cartels and fight for the safety of American families. We need more patriots standing up and demanding accountability. If you're tired of the status quo, now is the time to speak out. Hit that like button, share this with your friends, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think. Is Senator Kennedy right? Should we be doing more to go after these cartels and fentanyl dealers? Let me know. Thanks for watching, Patriots. Stay strong, stay informed, and keep fighting for our country.